I've been in the speaking business for over 20 years and I've made a lot of mistakes. And today, what I want to do, I'm not here to impress you. I'm actually here to save you some time, because in this video, I want to walk you through some of the biggest mistakes that I made in my speaking business, mistakes that I don't want you to repeat. So grab a pen and a piece of paper, because I'm going to take the time to really break things down that I wish I would have known, that I wish I would have done over the last 20 years that have helped me get to a place that I am today. Hello, I'm Cantor Simmons, and welcome to Monetize You Academy, where I help speakers, authors, coaches, people who have professional experience, help them monetize their message, help them make more impact and make more income. And if this is your first time here, listen, go ahead and do me a favor. Hey, go ahead and subscribe to this video. Go ahead and lock in, because one of the things that I want to do today is that I want to be very transparent. All right, I'll be very transparent about the mistakes that I've made and the lessons that I've learned from these mistakes. And also, while I'm here, I want to go ahead and give you a personal invitation to my upcoming Profitable Speaker 5-night challenge. This is where I've laid out 5 nights of 1-hour coaching, where we're helping speakers book their first or their next speaking engagement, showing them the booked and paid system to book paid speaking opportunities. Maybe you're a speaker right now. You say, hey, I've been doing okay. I can do better. Guess what? Join the challenge. If you are a coach and you want to start using speaker to bring in more clients, hey, this is the place for you. Maybe you're an author and you have a book, all right? You have a book and maybe you want to start using speaking to get your book out. Hey, down below, somewhere around here, you'll see the description for this upcoming challenge. I have a challenge coming up next week based on when you're watching this video. Jump on that challenge, because we're going to show you step by step how to position yourself, how to have the right promo materials, how to be able to find meeting planners and event planners, the people that can book you to speak. And I want you to go ahead and jump on that challenge. All right. So it's called the Profitable Speaker 5-night challenge. You'll see the description down below, or just go to monetizeyou.co/challenge. All right. /challenge. All right. So let me take this time to be very vulnerable, very transparent, and give you some mistakes. Now, these mistakes, they aren't in any order. Okay. I'm going to give you as many as I can think about right now. Take notes, take notes on these, send me the notes. Let me know if you're making any of these mistakes, or let me know if, which mistakes that you've learned lessons from as well. Okay. Mistake number one is trying to figure out everything all alone, right? Yeah. Trying to figure out everything for myself all alone. Now, I'm a speaker. I'm an engineer, so I reverse engineer. I try to figure things out. And when I first got started, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. And so because I was reverse engineering, because I would see somebody and I'm looking at what they're doing and I'm testing and I'm going about it in a certain type of way, I realized that if I had to do that all over again, I would have done coaching and mentoring faster. Okay. Now, everything for me actually changed when I connected with 2 people in my speaking industry. It was, number one, my buddy, Jonathan Sprinkles, right? He was the number 1 college speaker in the market. And so I started working with Jonathan. I started working on his team. I started seeing behind the scenes, coaching with him. It was amazing. The second coach that I connected with was Josh Shipp. Josh Shipp was the top youth speaker in the youth space and in the teen space. And guess what? By me mentoring and coaching with both those guys, my business turned around and it changed. Why? Because I learned from their mistakes and I didn't need any more motivation. I needed a plan. Okay, so that was the first big mistake there, was taking the time not to connect with coaches and mentors earlier. Mistake number two is that I positioned myself as an author first. All right, so before this book, Play Your A Game, I had another book. It was called Play Your A Game, but it was like Play Your A Game, Biblical Principles for Academic Success. It's the first edition. of this book. This is the third edition, and my book came from a speech that I gave at West Georgia College. I recorded the speech, I transcribed it, and this lets you know how long this has been. I transcribed it on a cassette tape, one of those white auto reverse cassette tapes. Okay, and so I recorded it, I transcribed it, and then I turned that transcription into a book. And so published the book, self-published the book. The book came out. I started positioning myself as an author. And that was a huge mistake, right? Because I would go to events, I would sit at a book table, sit here, try to sell books, $10 to $20 after so many hours. And here's what I come to realize. Speakers actually sell ideas, outcomes, and transformations. And because when I started positioning myself as a speaker rather than an author, I saw myself as a speaker that had a book, right? And so now I would make $20, $30 from a book. Now I could go make $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 because I made the shift, not seeing myself as an author, but seeing myself as a speaker. Okay. So if you see yourself as an author and you occasionally speak, hey, I made that positioning mistake and I started seeing myself as a speaker that had a book and resources to help my audience. Okay. So that was mistake number 2. Mistake number 3, honestly, was not telling people I was a speaker fast enough. Yeah. Like that was a big mistake for me where I was humble at being a scientist. And I thought that I was going to hide my speaking success. All right. Now, I was speaking part-time as a full-time scientist. So I was working my full-time job as a scientist. I would speak on the weekend. And because I didn't want my speaking people, my scientist people to realize I was a speaker, I was holding myself back and not communicating that I was a speaker. However, when I transitioned out of corporate America, actually when I guess I got fired and then the company eventually sold itself. The company got sold to another company. That's when I started speaking up for myself and positioning myself as a speaker. Okay. So now I'm being forced to own my own identity. And what I realize is that closed mouths don't get booked. Okay. Closed mouths don't get booked. And so that's the third mistake, not speaking up enough to tell people that I was a speaker. Number 4, big mistake that I realized was confidence versus competence. All right. And, when I think back about my life and my personality, I come to realize that it wasn't that I lacked confidence. I actually lacked competence. Right. And I realized that my confidence in speaking, my confidence in marketing, it grew when I knew the process, when I knew my outcomes, when I knew my audience, and when I knew how to deliver it. So if you're a person, you say, hey, I'm not really confident in communicating my fees, or I'm not really confident in offering my services. I'm not really confident in delivering my presentation on stage. I will say this, it's probably that you don't have a confidence issue. You most likely have a competence issue. Okay. And because you have a competence issue, hey, jump on our 5-day challenge, right? Get around people who know this and can understand this to help you become more competent so you can be more confident in all that you do as a speaker. Okay. Mistake number 5. Okay. Mistake number 5. Mistake number 5 was having a weak website. Right? Having a weak website with bad messaging. Now, my website looked good when it first came out, but it didn't work. And the reason my website didn't work, I had the wrong messaging. I had no clear outcome. I had the wrong pictures. I had pictures on there that had me looking like a model. Okay? Looking like the nice little off look pose, right? Nah. And a lot of times you could not be getting booked because your website has the wrong message and the wrong look. And that was something I had to learn for myself. Like, that was something that people couldn't tell who I helped. They couldn't tell how I helped them. So I had to change up my messaging and changed up my website. Okay. Mistake number 6. Is this good for you? Hope you're taking notes, right? Mistake number 6. Not having a good demo video and not recording my talks. Like, they go hand in hand. Now, I've been so blessed to speak all over this country. And I wish I would have recorded every talk and documented those and been able to turn them into video testimonials. Okay. What I've come to understand is that this speaking business is about show and tell. Yeah, it's about show and tell. You remember kindergarten, you remember first grade, right? You had to bring in, if you say you had a little frog, you had to bring in your frog to show it to everybody else. And guess what? The same thing is true in this speaking business. Having a great demo and recording every talk, that was something I wish I would have had faster, and got into the habit of knowing how to record my presentations there live on the stage, and then taking that presentation and chopping it up into a great demo. And then now I can put that in front of those event planners and decision makers. Okay. A demo video will actually shorten the trust gap. It will shorten the trust gap. Mistake number 7, not keeping up with my testimonials. Okay. Now, testimonials were everywhere. Now, here's one thing I did. I would go speak, and somewhere along the line, I understood the power of testimonials. And I would get written testimonials. I would get video testimonials. I would get testimonials emailed in. And because I had no structure with my testimonials, they were everywhere. Right? They were on my phone. They were on my laptop. They was on my notebook. Some of them written on paper. They were all over the place. And the beautiful thing that I came to understand where the testimonials are concerned is that testimonials should be intentional. Testimonials from those event planners. Testimonials should be organized. Testimonials should be easy to access. Testimonials should be on your website. And because I didn't have that in place, it just got out of hand because I had no system with my testimonials. All right. Mistake number 8. Mistake number 8 is ignoring the power of an email list. Yeah, ignoring the power of an email list. Now, I didn't understand how powerful it was to build an email list. Okay. It was a missed opportunity. As I go speak, as I do different things, I could have kept up with the email list of the booking decision makers and being able to build email lists for those that are in the audience. Because now when I have my list of event planners and people that book me, guess what? I can have email and follow up with them so I can always be on their radar. And then the people that showed up at the events, being able to stay connected with them. Because here's what I realized. Some of those students that were in those high school events, hey, they're going to college. Those that are in that college event, hey, now they're going on to grad school. They're going into the corporate space. Or they're going on into the business space. The power of an email list gives me the opportunity to stay connected with them and position me to sell more products and programs after the event. Okay. Here's mistake number 9. No front end or back end monetization strategy. All right. And when I say by front end and back end, meaning before the engagement even happened, being able to offer something on the front end so that the organizers can buy into that. Now, I figured that thing out over time, where now I can offer a case of books, offer books on the front end of my presentation. They can say yes or no, right? They can give these books out to the attendees, and also having back end offers, whether people are coming to the back of the room to purchase my products, or I'm being able to follow up with them in my email system. At the end of the day, the lesson was learned. Okay. Speaking should never be about a one-time transaction. Okay. It should never be about a one-time transaction. You want to know how to monetize your message before the stage, on the stage, and after the stage. And I'll show you more how to do that in my upcoming Profitable Speaker Challenge. Okay. Mistake number 10. 10. Wow. Wish I had 10 fingers, but yeah, 10. Okay. 10. This is the big one. Stopping and starting my paid ads. Okay. And what I mean by stopping and starting my paid ads, there were seasons where I was always had paid ads running, and then I got away from it. I remember I was working with an agency at one time, and during one of the requirements with that agency was to put, I think at that time period, it might have been like $600 a month. And I'll put $600 a month to the side, and they would use that money to go towards paid ads. And I left that agency. I was no longer with them. And here's what I realized. That was one of the biggest investments in assets in my business. And I've come to understand that visibility is the thing that creates opportunity. I believe today that ads should be running 365 days of a year, even on a small budget, whether it's $1 a day or $1,000 a day. You want to make sure that you always be marketing, always have your messaging and what you do in front of the right people. Okay. Mistake number 11, not using a referral system. Yeah, not using a referral system. Now, here's one thing I did know. People love my work, but I didn't give them a way to refer me. And not that I didn't give them a way to refer me, I didn't keep up with it. Okay. Referrals are designed so that you don't have to hope for the next gig. All right. For example, I go speak at event number 1. And event planner number 1, who I just spoke in front of her audience or his audience, they love me so much that now they can refer me to 3 other people just like them. I had a system in place, but that system wasn't optimized, and the system, I didn't follow through on it. That's one big mistake years and years ago that I had to fix. And so now when I find people who I've helped and I've done a great job for, now being able to find other people that can book me as well. Okay, so mistake number 11 was not having a referral system. Mistake number 12, chasing the wrong stages. Yeah, chasing the wrong stages. Now, everything changed for me when I focused on being the lead speaker at major conferences. Now, because I was speaking in the school space, right? School and academic success space, school and STEM education space, I realized that there are conferences out there, and those conferences they were my leveraging points. Because now I could go speak at one big college and there are other people in the one big conference. And now that one stage created multiple stages for me. All because I took the time to be able to be in front of the right people on the right stages. Now, I'm going to stop right here. These are just some of the mistakes that I've made. And I paid for them, right? I paid time, I've paid money, and I've lost momentum. And the reality is I don't want you to pay the same price. Okay. I don't want you to pay the same price. That's why, again, I want to invite you to my upcoming Profitable Speaker Challenge. And I'll show you how to build a simple, repeatable system to book and monetize your speaking. Now, of course, when you know this system, listen, you can use it week after week. You can use it month after month. You can use it year after year. And so now you have this system working in your business. It's repeatable. Then guess what? It's going to save you time. It's going to make you money. And it's going to keep up your momentum because now you know how to book and get paid for your message. Okay. So after watching this video, listen, two things for me. Number one, go ahead and click the link down below, round somewhere to jump on my next upcoming Profitable Speaker 5-night challenge. And then number two, I want to ask you, what's the biggest mistake you've made in your business or on your speaking journey that you're learning from? Okay. Listen, I've been vulnerable. I've been transparent in this video, and I want you to do the same thing. Okay. So click the link down below. Go ahead and join my next upcoming Profitable Speaker Challenge, where we're going to lay out step by step how you can book your first or your next paid speaking opportunity. And in the comments, let me know what's one of the biggest mistakes you've made that you've learned from and is benefiting your business today. Okay, so click the link, leave me those comments. And also, by the way, I got another video right here. Check that video out. I go into more detail on why you want to consider what you're doing before the stage, on the stage, and after the stage. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.